You're listening to the Confessions of a Beauty Boss podcast. I'm your host, Angela Sanchez, beauty business mentor and founder of Beauty Business Co. I want you to believe that you can achieve anything if you set your mind to it. I'll be interviewing leading beauty industry professionals and discovering exactly what drove them to becoming the beauty boss they are today. Are you ready to be inspired? You're listening to episode 67 of the Confessions of a Beauty Boss podcast with today's guest, China Coyle. China is the visionary mind and founder behind Beauti Software. With a deep-rooted passion for the beauty industry and a knack for innovative technology, China dedicated herself to redefining the way beauty businesses operate. As both a salon owner and a marketing strategist for 15 years, her unique blend of experience drove her to create Beauti, a comprehensive all-in-one salon solution designed to simplify and supercharge beauty businesses. She is passionate about reshaping the beauty industry by simplifying salon management, marketing, and technology. When China is not trying to understand the software world, you'll find her with her fiance and dogs doing a surf check along a beautiful beach somewhere. China is a tech-savvy trendsetter, a beauty business trailblazer, and a creative force behind Beauti, making salon management a breeze. You can get a 14-day trial at www.beautisoftware.com. That's BEAUTI software.com. Let's get into this week's episode. China, welcome to my virtual beauty lounge. It is so good to have you on the show. How are you?
I'm amazing. Thank you so much for having me here with you. This is really exciting and a long time coming.
Yes, it has. I cannot believe, for our listeners, China and I have known each other probably for, I would say, close to 8 years, because my son is 8 and I know that I had just really had him when I did a workshop with you. I went into Brisbane and you were sharing lots around marketing and like promotional, like executing things correctly, Facebook ads. And it was, something when I was having a lot of business blending with mum life and trying to build a salon. It was really helpful to have you in my world to really guide me through like to the strategy and framework around executing promotions successfully. So that's like where we met, then obviously things went into Beauty Business Co. and we've stayed connected and both lost our accounts and now reconnected on a beach the other day. Like how coincidental was that?
I know, amazing.
So good to see you and have you here. So I would love to dive straight in with the question I always ask with, what is your definition of a beauty boss?
Yeah, this is such an interesting question. When I first looked at it, I was like, oh, geez, that's actually the hardest question on the list. Simply because we are so diverse and so dynamic in this industry. But I do feel like there's definitely some really key pieces, and that being we are all extremely passionate and driven. And I feel like there's a sense of real confidence and risk-taking, even for those brand new business owners who don't feel confident inside. It takes that real self-confidence to jump in and become a beauty boss. So also I think being really skilled, obviously, in what you do, passionate, and most of us, I would say pretty much the whole industry, all of us, extremely compassionate and people-centered. And we really want to be able to take our nurturing to the next level.
I do love that. We are such a nurturing industry, aren't we? We're really giving so much acts of service all the time, and that can follow so many in our personal lives as well. And I love the fact that you said it is true confidence stepping into owning your own business and being a boss, creating a life where it's potentially providing for family, freedom-filled financial time, like giving yourself time back and all of that kind of stuff, rather than working under somebody. Takes a lot of guts for someone to say, okay, I'm going to, start from scratch and stand on my own. So yeah, stepping into confidence is a huge part of it. That's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I think a lot of the business owners I've spoken to over the years would certainly not say that they're particularly a confident person or confident in what they're doing, but I think that there's a real sense of risk taking and trusting in ourselves in the process, which leads to real confidence. It's like fake confidence till you make confidence.
Yeah, absolutely. That's probably where that saying came from, fake it till you make it.
Yeah, yeah,
100% we have to do that, you know?
yeah.
So I'd love to dive in and share with our listeners your story of, who you are, where it all began for you being a part of this industry, and what has led you into what you're doing today.
Yeah, awesome. I would love to share my story. It's really, I feel like I have been in the beauty industry for my whole career. I've definitely dabbled in and out. I was helping my dad at his massage clinic reception desk when I was 12, and then I dropped out of a couple of subjects at school and I went in to study massage. I think I said this to somebody the other day. I purchased my first little Toyota Corolla $3,000 car from doing massages from my little home clinic. And then I opened my beauty business when I was 19, which was in a commercial space. And from there, I mean, it wasn't a beauty business at the time, it was a massage clinic. And then I wanted to expand. So I moved into spa therapies and then I studied beauty. And then I hired a team around me and I built that business up over 7 years. It was a wonderful, thriving business, but I really fell deeply in love with the marketing side of things, the strategy side of things. And I also wanted a little bit more freedom of not being in a clinic 9 to 5. Even with a team, there's always that real sense of needing to be present. So I then moved into coaching and I moved cities. I left the business and yeah, that's when you and I met right at the beginning of my coaching journey. So that started, 8 years ago now. It must have been. I always say 7. I'm like a 7-year cycle person, but I think we are moving into 8 years now. And from there, I spent a lot of time obviously working with business owners and working inside a lot of different booking systems. So with all of my strategies, I found that it was kind of impossible to properly set them up and automate them because the booking systems that were out there just didn't have the capability. So there was a lot of frustration in that side of things, but I love the industry and I loved coaching, but then again, I wanted something more. I wanted something that was more scalable, that gave me stronger long-term foundations. The thing about coaching, depending on the way you set up your business, but it's certainly like a cyclic business in a way that you are either in sales or in coaching and you're always having to be on. So yeah, I shifted from that into an inspired idea that I'd had years before of building a booking system and starting a software company. So that was a long time coming and a long time figuring out how I was going to fund that project and who I was going to get to build it for me, because obviously I'm not a coder. I have the imagination, but I can't actually do the coding area. So 2 years ago, we would be 2.5, almost 3 years ago now, we found investor, we found development company, and we started to build what is now Beauti Software, which we launched 8 weeks ago. And that's where I'm at today. So it's been an incredible journey. And I think what beauty bosses can take from this is there's so many different paths in this industry and there's so many different directions you can go. And it's all a lot of fun and a great adventure.
Yes, that is so good. Can I just say, it's so interesting to hear that whole story put together, because I do remember when we were working together how you were so passionate in the setting up of the automation side. And it was like these little seeds that you're obviously planting. And it's just really taken a lot of, watering time to have it blossom into fruition. And I just think, how freaking magical is that?
Yeah, right. I know. I'm getting shivers. Like I'm still every time I think about having done this and that we're like here, and it's really a really magical feeling and very exciting. And I just know where we're moving to with the company and with our software in terms of how much it can do for business in automation. Because I think as a beauty industry, we're really kind of behind the eight ball with what our systems can do for us. And I think that's unfair because we're so hands-on. We need as much automation on the back end as we can get.
Yes, yeah. And I think that is, every software company's outcome is like, oh, here's something that does everything for your clinic, but then they actually have no idea on how to implement it. And probably those automation things are just not educated enough to have their business worked on autopilot. And I can already see through the 8 weeks that you have been really launching the program and us being reconnected, that you're really dedicated to making sure that that's the part that is the reason why they would probably choose Beauti Software, because it can be that basically it's the one thing that can fit all of the areas to make sure that it's not just a promotion popped out on an email and on a social media graphic and then thinking they're going to make sales. There's a lot more to that. And their salon software can really take charge of making things work while they're sleeping. It's amazing.
Yes, yeah, exactly. And I think another big part of it, which was how I approached it, was as beauty professionals, we're not really super tech savvy. So I wanted to build something that was really user friendly and really kind of intuitive rather than something that has clearly been built by a tech guy that feels instantly overwhelming, and it kind of makes you back away from using those features because it's like, whoa, that's too much. So I wanted to simplify so salon owners actually used the features that we have in the software.
Yeah, great. Amazing. Well, that is so exciting. And yeah, please feel free, like if you want to share right now, I think would be a really good idea while we're just on the topic for anyone who is interested in bringing, like, I know for a fact there's still members a part of our community that on pen and paper. And there's others that are potentially just using like their Squarespace payment system with their point of sale, and they're really not realizing that by investing in proper kind of salon software that can actually help their business grow in so many ways. But it's that initial investment. So I know that you do have introductory offer. Did you want to share that with everybody now so people can kind of follow along, go and, find you on social media and then go sign up for that?
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be awesome. So we are Beauti Software, beauty with an I, Beauti software, on Instagram, Facebook, and website is www.beautysoftware.com. So go and check it out. Come and follow us. It's a lot of fun on our Instagram. We're posting cool reels all the time. But you also have the option to jump into a 14-day free trial there, which means that you can actually be inside the software, get a really good feel for it, and see how you can create these incredible nurture journeys for your clients after appointments, after product purchases, how it can help you with your marketing, and also how much we as a company support you. So you'll get a call from us to help you out with a tour to walk you through so you can ask us questions. And a big piece of it is, if you do decide to move forward and you want to stay with Beauti Software, you'll have your own support agent. So someone you can call, email, someone who can jump on Zoom with you and support you in setting up those automations and using the software to its maximum capabilities, rather than feeling like you're kind of out on an island learning a new software all by yourself. So jump into the free trial and we'll be in touch. And I'm excited to see all of the wonderful new faces coming through.
Yay, that is so amazing. And can I just ask, is the migration from another company easy to do, or is it a start from the beginning and kind of import or export, whatever you would say for that, all the data into the new software?
Yeah, sure. So it is an import-export process, but we actually do that for you. So essentially, once you've had your free trial and you want to jump in, we move into an onboarding call via Zoom, and you either export for us or you give us access to your current booking software. We export all of the information and import it for you. We also transfer your calendar for you. The only thing we ask you do is add your own services and your own staff members. So services, simply because we have a bit of a different setup, we give you the ability to create add-on services that are going to pop up for your staff members and for people when they're booking online to help you increase those sales. So you can create all your add-ons for this facial, this massage, whatever it is, and combine them. So that's something only really the salon owner can do. And then the rest we do for you.
Wow, that is music to, I'm pretty sure, every single listener's ears. And just even saying it out loud, it's great to know that there is that support there that's actually willing to jump on a one-on-one call with you, to be able to walk you through the process. Because as you did say, we are not an industry that is tech savvy unless you have got that little, sugar of through the veins, like how we ended up.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
we didn't go to beauty college to become, whizzes in the marketing field. So it is so nice to know that you're there and Beauti Software can support everybody through like a really good customer journey as well, which is going to help them grow their business and make more money.
Yes, exactly. That's what it's all about. A beauty software or a software for your business that is actually helping you increase your income, not just manage things. That's like a big part of what we want. Let's make more money and be more successful and do less background stuff.
Yeah, amazing. Oh, well, thank you for sharing all of that. And we'll add like all Beauti Software information to the show notes, but then also you can feel free to DM us on Instagram when the podcast goes live, and then we can share links and things like that, because I know that can be easier as well. So I'd love to hear now, what are your top 2 important tips for the aspired Beauty Boss listener to learn from when they're starting their own business?
Yes, awesome. So I think this one is maybe not what you would think coming from someone who is marketing and strategy, but a mindset, I think, really getting clear on what your goals are and then focusing on that positive mindset, your money mindset, really, really key to helping you move through what is going to be challenging. Starting a new business is always challenging. Being midway through a 10-year-long business is challenging. People don't go into business because it's easy, but because, obviously what you can get out of that. So I think making sure that your mindset is really, really solid and you're constantly working on it, and then ensuring that you're really careful with the company that you keep. I think a lot of the time, new business owners are often the first in the family to have started a business, or they are just a little bit of a lone wolf and they don't have friends or family around them who get the journey, who understand what they're going through, who they can talk to about things, who they can get inspiration from. So I would say the company you keep is incredibly important. And if you don't have that in your current circle, make sure you are building relationships. It doesn't have to be in the beauty industry. It can be in any industry, attending events, making new friends, having those conversations, even if it's a Zoom meeting with someone in business once a month, to just, for one, maybe have a bit of a whinge about things that have been going on, and then reboot inspiration, make a plan moving forward. So having those people are really critical to you moving through the rough days and enjoying the process a lot more.
That is golden. Really golden. Thank you for sharing that, because I truly, truly believe the same, especially as you had said, like building that confidence to say, I'm going to start my own business. And then you're like, far out, this is lonely.
Yeah, this is lonely. No one believes in me. My husband or my parents are saying, like, when are you going to go and get a real job as you're struggling through every day?
Yeah. And also, like, I love my family to bits, but I know when I kind of came out of the corporate world of being a business consultant with a skincare company. You know, it was great pay. I got a car, I got the phone, I got the laptop, I got the bonuses, I got to travel. And to my parents going into a business, they were like, oh, that was a really good job you had, Angela.
Yeah, what a step down. Like, why would you do this?
But, you know, I'm full steam ahead with this whole business by design. You know, it's so important as your life pivots and changes. You know, when you become a new parent and then going back to a corporate role that unfortunately couldn't offer any part-time back then, it wasn't what I wanted in my life. So it was up to me to make that radical change, you know, take responsibility of what I wanted my life to look like. And it was really important to surround myself with mentors and listening, you know, from a non-payment perspective, infusing my mind with podcasts from people that were really on the same kind of entrepreneurial journey and inspiring me every day to keep into that, like, you've got this mindset, you know?
Yeah, 100%. And hearing people's startup stories, I feel like is so inspirational, and it reminds you that it's not just you that is thinking about getting a part-time job or is, you know, having a hard time with other people's comments or whatever it is not growing as fast as they had planned to. I think hearing that really can bring a sense of, oh, it's not just me, it's okay, and I can still achieve those big goals, even though they didn't happen instantly like I had imagined they would. Well, that's how I always imagine it.
Yes, I know. It's like accelerated growth this year, and you're like, oh crap, that happened too, and that's like slowed me down for 6 months.
Yeah, that's right. You just never know what's going to happen, and it always, like, I always imagine things. Every new thing I try, oh, it's going to be easy. I'm just going to go bam, 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 and you know, I'll be a millionaire in tomorrow. And then you realize that you've got to learn a million lessons along the way before you're even ready for the next step.
Yeah, 100%. And also, you know, when you are starting out, we are pretty much on our own unless you are coming into the, like, say, a business that's got like a managed team, a part of it, as, you know, that would be incredible in the digital world anyway, to be like, here's all your assistants that will help you succeed. But like from a beauty salon perspective, yeah, generally you're in there and you're like, oh, so if I want to grow, they're telling me I have to have someone in another column making more money, but then that turns me into a leader, and how on earth do I lead?
That's right. It's like, it's hard enough leading myself to get out of bed every morning, let alone leading someone in a full team.
Yeah, 100%. So yeah, key takeaway there is surround yourself with like-minded industry professionals. I think that's really important to, like, that's why we created Beauty Business Co. Really, it was like, we're all like-minded, we're all on the same journey, no matter what size or like what success looks like for you, because that's different for everybody as well. But we're all in this together, you know. And then that other side of non-industry related businesses, I think that can be super motivating and inspiring to surround yourself with other people, because you can get ideas for your promotions and what you want to do in your business from someone in a candle company. You know, there's so many incredible people out there that all want, you know, the same. You know, we all are striving for success in our own way. And yeah, getting, I think, probably past a lot of it now. We were just saying about like in-person events and stuff, and thank goodness it's just feels so good to put ourselves back out there and just be surrounded by great conversation.
Oh, doesn't it? No matter how scary it is walking into a networking event by yourself, it is so worth it and so much fun, and you will never regret just getting out of your comfort zone and doing that.
Yeah, definitely. It is scary going on your own sometimes. Definitely. I've been there.
I think it's a great thing though, because you don't have a friend to lean on. So you've got to just go and meet someone and talk to someone, and you're not kind of huddled in your own little group. I do love doing it on my own, but I do get nervous every time.
Yeah, we've even had stories from some of our retreat attendees who have said yes, they've paid up and they're ready to get in the car and go. And one of them almost pulled over and turned around on the highway because of that
feeling
Yeah, of like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, I'm going into a group of women, obviously spending 4 or 5 days with them. That's pretty massive, not knowing anybody and knowing that, or not even knowing what to expect on the retreat, right? So it's pretty confronting, but I can tell you the like transformation on the other side of whether you go to a 1 day seminar on your own, a full, couple of days event, it's pretty amazing for like some revelations that can come to you if you give yourself permission to.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, 100% agree.
Well, I'd love for you to share 3 apps that you just can't live without.
Sure. So this was another one that I thought interesting because I spend all of my time on my computer with work. So I'm not big on apps, but Fiverr, which is an incredible platform that allows hiring of all sorts of digital support. So whether it's a virtual assistant, whether it's someone to design a website, whether it's someone to do some video editing, social media. So that is my go-to app and platform for bringing support in for me in my business. Canva is my second one, which everybody knows what Canva is, graphic design, easy graphic design business. And then the third one, which everyone has anyway, but it's Messenger, the app, and the voice note feature. Being able to, I think time management is a big thing we struggle with in the industry, and being able to voice note things really quickly and manage teams and send instructions and ask for help, all that sort of stuff can happen on voice note. So that's one of my favorite.
Yes, I love voice note as well. And there are still so many, once again, that have never tried a voice note before. And when I hear, like I'll generally do that in the DMs a lot. And so when I hear from like a beauty business owner and they're like, and this is my first voice note, so thanks. I'm just like, oh, that feels so good. Like, wow, this is the first step for them to like saving so much time and just, not standing overthinking what your text message is going to be in a little DM.
And getting the message across so much better and building relationships faster. And I just think it's a fantastic tool. And if you've got a social media manager, or if anyone's supporting you in your business, make sure you have them on Messenger so you can voice note them in between clients at the speed of light.
Yeah, absolutely. And you are right about the elevation of building trust through voice. When we speak about coming from behind your brand and getting in front of your brand so people can see who you are. If that's not the step that you're willing to take first, then start with voice, and having obviously those voice notes is great. And then doing like videos, if you're not showing your face, use the voice over feature on social media so that you are at least bringing that voice of who you are to your marketing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I love those apps, and I love that you're on your laptop a lot. I am the complete opposite. I hate being on the laptop. Yeah.
I say so many times, if you're trying to get this done on your phone, don't put your phone down, go to a computer. You're going to get it done a lot faster and more effectively, especially Canva designing. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that is true. There are definite places still for the laptop. And I must say, when I am sitting in front of my laptop, it's a little bit more laser focused, no distraction work. So it's almost like I kind of wish I had more scheduled laptop time in my calendar. I'm going to make sure I do that because you've just really reminded me about that. Now, what is one thing you are constantly searching for when it comes to support in what you do daily?
Okay, I think a big one for me, and it's not external support, but it's supporting myself, is creating energetic balance in my life and my business. And by that, I mean, all my life, I've been an extremist. So it's like if I'm resting, I'm like resting. And if I'm working my guts out to the point of burnout, and then I'm resting. So it's really not good, but it's been something that I've been so deeply focusing on trying to create this balance in my life for many years now, where I can kind of pick up and notice when I'm pushing myself too far, remove guilt from rest time, and find that really nice balance no matter what, whether I'm launching something or whether I'm in a slower time, to take time for myself, give my business time, eat good food, self-care, all those things. I feel like it'll be a long-term journey, but I'm really getting better at it. And I would say that's the one thing that I'm really constantly checking in with myself, reminding myself of, and falling in and out of balance all the time.
There is, I feel, just, this love-hate relationship with the word balance. I've kind of deleted it from my vocabulary in so many ways. And if I say it, I'm like, hang on, you don't believe in that. And it's all about the work-life blend, you know? And I think like for you being in a launch phase right now, like, you know, making sure that you actually scheduling that rest time in afterwards, you know, a lot of the time, and I'm sure that a lot of our listeners can relate, Christmas time's going to come. We're going to be so fully booked in the salons, and then we are going to be so depleted when it comes to celebrating with our families. So make sure you give yourself some grace time, you know. So when I'm always in a launch for Beauty Boss Pro, I always schedule in like a little weekend away, or I'll do something where it's completely off grid, no connection, and it's just time to recharge that energy. And like really good that you're focusing on, you know, food prep and all of that, like in a launch period or like a big busy period like Christmas coming up or a Black Friday promotion. You know, if you're needing extra support around the house or meal preparation, maybe you want to like order HelloFresh or YouFoods or something like that for that, you know, couple of weeks, so that it can save you time and that overwhelm of having to do all the things as well.
That's such a big one. I think like when you say work-life blend, that's what I mean by balance. So I certainly don't mean everything perfect all the time. But what I have also found, because previously in launch phases, I would push really, really hard and then do that like weekend away and completely stop everything. So what I'm finding at the moment, obviously, because I can't do that, and this launch is going to be like a 2-year launch. So it's not something that's going to really slow down. If anything, is going to get more intense over time. So what I'm doing with that is I'm taking all these little mini breaks. So I make sure, you know, I wander down to the ocean and I have 30 minutes just looking out without my phone. I don't take my phone on walks. I sit away from my computer when I'm having meals. At the end of the day, I say, I've done my best and I'm going to let go of all the stress of the day. I'm going to just be present and happy. And I'm going to wake up again tomorrow and I'm going to dive into it. So I'm trying not to sit on worry from the day and all that sort of stuff. So it's working quite well at the moment. And it's definitely, I still feel the guilt when I'm having those moments out. So I'm learning how to remove that guilt and properly rest.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I love that you have shared that, because that really does integrate your whole, you know, when you had said about the first thing that we need to focus on before even starting a business is mindset. And I really feel that it's a continual journey, like it never stops. And there will be situations and obstacles that we have to come up against through business, and that can really put us into a bit of a slum. So having that, like, I guess the mindset muscle always working for you, and you coming back to those core areas where you're like, okay, I can see myself getting a bit frazzled here. What are my things that I need to do? I've got to let go of that before bed. And yeah, I really love that you do that. It's so good.
Yeah.
Now, this will kind of tie into my next question, but do you have any specific routines that you stick to set your day up for success?
I do actually, and it's all thanks to my dogs. Every single day, rain, hail, or shine, totally exhausted or not, we go for a big long walk. So we usually walk about 5Ks, and I've got 2 Kelpies, so they are very high energy. And if I don't do that walk with them, then my day is way more stressful than just getting the walk out of the way. And oftentimes I think, oh, I don't feel like doing it today. But once I have got out in the fresh air, we live in a beautiful spot, so we check out the ocean on the way and look at the surf, and I feel amazing for it. And I do find, so that's morning and evening every day, and I do find that it's such a great start and then finish to my day, because I don't take my phone with me at all, and my partner comes with me unless he's working, and we just get to chat and just have a nice time. It's really good for the head and good for the body.
I love that. That's so good. Yes, I got to meet your doggies the other day. They're very high energy.
Yeah, maniacs. And then they sleep for the rest of the day. So they just sleep the entire time between the two walks. So as long as we get them done, then I can work all day without distraction. But yeah, it's definitely one of those things. I've never been very good with routines. So it's probably the thing that I've done most consistently ever in my life are those two walks.
Oh, I love that. I wish that happened for children.
Yeah, right.
Let's go for a walk and you go and sleep all day and mama's got to
sleep for the rest of the day. Yeah, I'll come down and have a cuddle when I feel stressed.
Oh gosh. Well, let's move on to some rapid fire questions. What is the best book you've ever read?
Yes, it's called Excuse Me, Your Life is Waiting, and everybody has to read this book, especially as you move into the mindset game. It is awesome.
Oh, I will add that one into my list and
it's
add
an old one.
Notes. Who is someone that you would love to meet in person?
Right now, it is Melanie Perkins. She is the CEO of Canva and one of Australia's richest women.
Yeah, she's pretty inspirational. Like, can you believe? Like, Canva, okay? And then it's just like this Aussie woman.
I know, and she's young.
Yeah, she's young. Yeah, it's like anything is possible, right? Like, that just all... I'd love to hear her story, but I'm sure it, again, just started with this little seed of like a gap that she saw in marketing of people creating good graphics and making it easier. And now, boom.
Boom, I know. And I just was researching her before, she only owns 18% of the company, I'm pretty sure, according to Wikipedia. And she's still a raving millionaire, maybe billionaire.
Yeah. How incredible is that? What is one thing you have procrastinated about this week?
I was thinking on that. I've been pretty good this week, but one thing was sending media releases to a couple of industry magazines. I definitely procrastinated on that.
Okay, and
it's
now
done.
Is it done?
I did it yesterday.
Yes, good job. And it's okay to procrastinate, right? It's all right to. Like, that could be like a upper limiting belief that's coming at you. And then you're like, no, just get it done. And then it feels so good because you definitely deserve to be in those magazines and sharing the incredible work that you have produced so that more people can hear about it. So it has to be in those magazines.
It's gotta be in there. That's right. But I think it is okay to procrastinate. I feel there's a difference between real, like letting things go for too long and procrastinating to allow yourself a little bit of time to catch up with, how big something might feel, or take your time to proofread something, or to just talk to someone about it and then keep moving forward. So little bits, but not too much.
Yeah. Absolutely. And then I think that also comes down to the mindset work you've done, right? Like, it's all right to feel these feelings and just don't let yourself get stuck on it. And because you've got those tools that can get you out of that feeling quicker, you're going to speed track a whole lot faster. And you're surrounding yourself with people that are just like, yeah, let's do this. You got to get that done.
Yeah. My biggest thing is like, well, what's the worst that can happen? They just say no, or it just doesn't happen, or whatever. My mum always said to me, what's the worst that could happen? Are you going to die? I'm like, no. It's like, all right, go for it then.
I love that. That's so good.
Extreme, but it puts things into perspective.
Yeah. What is something you would jump at if you knew you wouldn't fail?
I think what I'm actually doing right now, it's definitely was such a huge, scary thing to jump at. And I certainly don't know that I'm not going to fail, but I do deeply trust and believe in myself. And I also know that it's impossible to fail, because if something goes wrong, I will change direction and keep moving forward. Like, the passion is too strong and the dedication is too strong for me to fail. So I would say this is the leap, scary and overwhelming as it is. I'm here and I'm doing it.
So amazing. I get shivers hearing about it. Like for you to say from like how we first met and now when I heard China's got a software company, I was like, what? That's nuts, like, and I think that it's bloody incredible that you have taken this huge, big leap into something that you are deeply passionate about in supporting and making a huge impact in our industry. So thank you. Like, I want to congratulate you and like show my appreciation for you because that's really going to change a whole heap of people's businesses for the better.
Thank you so much. That's really lovely to hear. And yeah, it's nerve-wracking as hell, and we've got a lot of learning to do and a long way to go, but it is huge. And I definitely feel that sense of like pride and excitement in the fact that this is a big deal and I'm not taking it lightly,
Yeah, so good. If you were stranded on a deserted island with no Wi-Fi, what is one thing you wish you had with you?
My fiance, Reese.
Oh. When is the wedding? Have you set a date?
Yes, it is next year, July 25th. We're just trying to finalize our venue lock-in though, so it might change a little bit.
How exciting.
It's very exciting. Actually, my mum's coming down to visit me for 2 weeks tomorrow, and we're going wedding dress trying on next weekend. I'm very excited.
Oh, that's so special.
Yeah.
That's really, really wonderful. And yeah, seems like a good egg to have on a deserted island with you.
Yeah, because obviously I had a look at these questions beforehand. I actually went downstairs and said, Reese, what would you take on a deserted island? He instantly said you, and I was like, oh, I was thinking like water. And I was like, actually, that's great because you can do all the hunting. And then if you fail at that, it's just like kind of emergency rations. So I can just, eat you. I'm a way worse partner than he is.
It's like coming from love there, and you're like, I'll eat you if I need to.
I know, I'm a beast. I just really am.
Oh, so funny. Well, this has been so lovely. Thank you so much for being here and gifting us your time because I know that it is a very busy time for you and Beauti Software in launch mode, which is just so exciting once again. So do you want to share anything else with our listeners? We might share the links again if people haven't already gone to follow you and just go and find out where they can get that free trial from to get amongst it and see if that's something that their business and themselves would like to go down the pathway of before we finish up.
Yeah, sure. So I don't have a huge amount to wrap up on. I suppose a big piece of where we are in the company now, where we're moving to is, and what is really exciting for those salon owners who are jumping in now, is that we are a constantly growing and evolving piece of software. So it's really fun to have these salon owners join us and then say, hey, I'd really love this. Like, I'd love a report that this, and this, or I'd love a feature that can do this. And us going, oh, that's an amazing idea. Let's put that into the planning. So over the next 12 months, I think it's going to be a really beautiful journey for everyone to watch, from obviously launch of phase 1. We already have phase 2 in the works, but of where we're going with this. Like, we have the ability to listen to what the industry needs right now, and we have the tools to make it happen. So if there's anybody out there who's like, I have this incredible idea that I wish somebody was doing, feel free to reach out to me and share it, and we might be able to plug that in so that you've got that a software for you. But otherwise, head to the website. I'd love for everyone just to come and join us on Instagram, obviously, because yeah, we just had a full day of filming and we did a lot of really fun stuff in salon. So we've got a lot of cool reels coming out, and it's just obviously fun to interact there, and then jump on the free trial and we'll welcome you in and walk you through and show you all around. But that's about everything. 14-day free trial. All of the pricing is on the website. We are totally transparent. There are no hidden fees. So everything you need to know is there. But of course, you can reach out via DM on Instagram or email us, whatever you want, if you've got any specific questions or things that you want to know about the software.
Amazing. And I can only imagine with being a founding member as such, or a part of, the first stages of this journey, it is probably a really good time for you to go and check it out, because the price is probably going to change over the years as you add more features. I can only imagine the value is going to be a lot bigger. So it's probably a really great opportunity for someone who is especially starting out, oh gosh, really scared to get a salon software because I don't have enough clients, or I'm not busy enough to be able to fund what a software can do just for online bookings as such. But it is so much more than that. And I really want to encourage our listeners to go over to your Instagram, because it has been a lot of fun with your reels showing up in my Explore feed as well. So at Beauti Software, BeautiSoftware, and then the link to the Beauti Software website is on there as well. Thank you so much once again, China. I really appreciate you, and I can't wait to have a little sunset cocktail with you at the beach.
Yes, same. I'm so glad the universe brought us back together, and thank you so much for having me and all of your awesome questions. Yeah, I can't wait to connect in person probably in the next week.
You're so welcome. All right, talk to you soon. Bye.
Okay, thank you. Bye.